You can pretty much ignore everything the pundits will have to say over the next few months about the results of the 2018 midterm elections and what they will mean regarding the 2020 election. I still give Trump odds to win, and it has very little to do with Trump himself. The Democrats have succeeded in terrorizing their own voting base about how Trump is this evil demon from hell, straight from the pit of Hitler's ass. I mean, he's here to destroy America. And they've been successful in convincing their own base of that. So their base is not going to vote for Trump. Fine. They've lost most of their classic liberals, so they've technically shrunk their base. Their classic liberals aren't necessarily going to vote for Trump either, but they're not going to vote for a Democrat candidate. They're relying real heavily on millennial outrage and youth activism. That's not necessarily going to pan out when it comes to voting time. Trump was able to win not because of anything he was saying or any popularity. He didn't have a great big surge. He's not a candidate like Barack Obama was. I don't even think, it's quite fair to compare him to Ronald Reagan. Trump won because Republicans are consistent voters. And because so many of them are rural people, they're already used to going to the churches and other like local buildings, shopping centers and whatnot, where they're already used to going to these places on a weekly basis. And these are often going to end up being their voting places when voting time has come. So they're already used to showing up there anyway. It's real smooth and easy for them. And it's something about the temperament of the psychology of people who fall in the conservative umbrella, where they're just prone to being more civic duty minded and just showing up consistently to put their votes down. So even though it might be hard to grow that number for Trump because he's not going to recruit very many people off the left, that group is there, and they're always going to end up voting for their Republican candidate in the long term because they're not going to take whoever the Democrats are selling. So the key for the Democrats to be able to win in any election is to get enough of a energetic threshold going on that they could pop up over that Republican level. That's how Obama won. Get everyone all excited. Hillary Clinton lost because she did not do that. Also, there was no fear of her losing. They all told themselves, this is a fucking guarantee, guys. Hell, people were telling themselves that they put Donald Trump there as a conspiracy to help Hillary win. Donald Trump's victory was such a gigantic shock because they are ignoring the fact that they had basically told everyone, it's cool, guys, don't worry about it. We got this easily, which means people don't feel as much pressure to go vote. And you don't have a candidate that you're genuinely excited to go vote for like you had previously. They're giving you the person that previous exciting person had defeated and who comes with a ton of baggage. And so now the Democrats need to do that again in 2020 if they want to win. I guess there is a limited chance, and that's why I don't give Trump anything close to like 90% or above, that the pure negativity vote could work. It never has, but maybe just this one time. They actually hate him enough. But I don't see them budging that Republican voting line, that number of voters that are kind of just basically locked in or you know are going to show up. Negativity campaigns, people don't stand in lines for things they hate. People stand in lines for things they like and are excited for. I guess maybe Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is that how it goes? If she's the best they got, it ain't going to work. She's too divisive. She's not exciting for everyone. Bernie Sanders. It's my own kind of thesis that Bernie Sanders should be the one being labeled for the destruction of the Democratic Party. And by having just said all these stupid words publicly about how we need a revolution and all this kind of shit, has triggered a bunch of pre-programmed language that was in the population that all makes them think that, okay, cool, we're going to have our little communist revolution, and are starting to be more open about that. And that's like, no, Bernie Sanders did us no service by giving all that authorization to come out, I guess you could say. And now they're creating Nazis. See, the more you blanket people with a term that's not actually applied to them, but you never let them escape that term, eventually they will accept that term and no longer that you use it to bludgeon them with it. Consider the way black people use the N-word amongst each other, kind of a thing. So I don't know, 10, 20 years from now, if like white people are going to be like, what's up, my Nazi? Yo, Nazi. Well, you can't call us Nazis, man. That's only for us, kind of a thing. Like, the future is going to be... You want a calm world with a bunch of nice consumers who, just want to go to do their jobs, come home, pay their bills, pay their rent, buy your stuff, go back to their jobs, and are not constantly at each other's throats. You just need to stop pestering them. Stop telling them they're bad. Telling people that they're innately guilty for the victimization of other people just creates resentments on both sides. It's also my belief that the left's scholastic endeavors to try to teach students about white supremacy is one of the primary things that's keeping white supremacy alive, if not actually the thing that's bringing it back to life. And then there's, because, think about it, you're telling children that it's a thing that they have to struggle against, but they can't struggle against it unless it's real. And you're forgetting that it's like idea constructs are like fairy magic, and they only exist if you clap for them. And you just have to stop clapping for them. It goes away. Stop paying attention to it. Stop giving it attention. Quit feeding it. Quit feeding the beast. Quit poking the bear. The Democrats need someone to excite people on a level that Barack Obama did, and I just don't see it anymore. Real early after the late election, I felt that one of the things that the Democrats had woefully underestimated was Trump's celebrity factor, that for years he had been in the homes of millions of Americans for an hour a week. People felt like they knew him before any of the stuff the news started saying about the guy. There is this misunderstanding that was kind of purposely promulgated by the media early on about the whole building the wall thing. The wall, saying build the wall wasn't him saying let's do it. Him saying that was him saying let's finish it. The wall had already been authorized, and I thought it was dumb back in the 2000s when they did it. Hillary Clinton was one of the people who helped authorize that wall. Trump was just saying to finish building it. That had been a common... John McCain had done similar in the 2008 election, as I recall, when stumping around in the southern states like Arizona and shit like that. And saying that we can't, like, our immigration and naturalization force is a Gestapo. or the no-win scenario he was in about the whole separating kids thing. See, people are crossed into a country illegally. They want to be processed. They're not just going to physically turn them right back around and shove them right back into a desert without any water or anything. They have to be brought in and processed. And in the meantime, if they did have kids with them, they want to put the kids in some place a little bit nicer, actually. But yes, that does cause them to become separated from the parents, because the parents, even if the male or female, are being held accountable for their criminal act. And it's not like they're going to be brought up here and held in jail forever. They're just takes time to figure out who they are and where to send them, kind of a thing. Because unfortunately, right there at the borders, it's not the best place to just turn people right back around. And so, like, if they had kept the kids with the parents, then what would the news story be? Trump's jailing children? It's a lose-lose here. And people will start to ignore it. From everything I observe online, Republicans aren't listening to any of the Democrat talking points. They're just kind of automatically dismissed. Whatever chance Hollywood might have had with celebrity factor to come against Trump, I think has been undermined now. They haven't won any points with the Alex Jones thing. They've probably just made him into a folk hero by having chased him off. If the right wing is a problem, it is a problem entirely of left's own creation, for not knowing when to realize that, hey, they had gotten what they wanted. Now let's just take it real easy and give it some time to chill and settle in. But instead, this subconscious thing has wormed its way through our society where we just can't let go of shit. And even though we've changed as a society and changed our laws and changed our ways, and we're a couple generations removed from this shit now, we still just gotta keep harping on ourselves for the past. How much of it is because as a culture we used to have original sin be such a big thing, but as we've become more secular and have dropped the idea that we all have to feel bad because of the whole apple in the garden thing, we've filled that guilt hole with white supremacy. I don't know. This is all kind of off topic. Or is it? Trump is probably going to win the 2020 election. The Democrats are fractured. You have no one exciting that everyone's going to get on board with. The people you do have that some of you are jazzed on are going to alienate others. And you have to get your total voting number up to here. And right now the Democrats are falling apart far more fantastically than what was thought was going on back in like 2012 and 2008 with the Republicans. I remember a time they were like, oh, the Republicans are going to fall apart. You're going to have the Tea Party, and then you have like an evangelical party, and then you'll have like the classic business Republicans. But no, that didn't happen. They've actually managed to stay together. The Democrats, on the other hand, well, the classic liberals seem to be breaking towards libertarian. More and more progressives are breaking towards green. And classic Democrat, blue dog Democrats, you might as well be fucking Republicans. So, yeah, there you go. 2018 election is not going to mean anything. 2020 is going to be a tactical game. And that tactical game requires the appropriate weapon. And you do not have an appropriate weapon. So, 4 more years, I guess.